Okay, at this point, I think I'm at part 6 of this little series. But okay, so what was I talking about before? I was talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer and different aspects of the show. And so this part, I think I've been talking about season 6. And so for this, I want to talk about. I gotta get out of my system. Okay. Dawn, how horrible Dawn is as a character, as a person, just dreadful. So we know that Dawn is the key, but like the key is something that she doesn't open anything anymore. And usually you find with people who have like self-esteem issues, people who have like self-worth issues, one of the first things that those people do, they can be very destructive, but one of the first things they do is try to find ways to be valuable, because they don't feel, especially if she's a key that doesn't open anything anymore. And her sister died to try to protect her, but her sister's a slayer, which was actually useful. She doesn't find any ways to be valuable, and even she seems to still have the temerity to comment in that episode about when Buffy starts Double Meat Palace about how, I could be anything. I could be a doctor. I could be this and that. Buffy will still be working crappy jobs. She's a little asshole. And there's nobody on this planet that can convince me otherwise. I mean, like the fact that at no point in that thought process did she think, Buffy is going to end up working dead-end jobs for the rest of her life and saving the world, but I could be anything. Well, maybe. And at no point did she jump to maybe I will support. Maybe I should can be a doctor so I can help financially support her so she doesn't have to work these shitty jobs and degrade herself. At no point does she jump to that. And the thing is that it's not, you can't say, a 15-year-old wouldn't, because the thing is, you look at Party of Five, okay, and that's one of the most depressing shows in the history of TV. It's a good show, really good show, but it's one of the most depressing shows in the history of television. You've got a bunch of teenagers. And a guy who is basically kind of like Buffy, who's been forced to Charlie to take on the role of parent, even though it's not something that he wanted to do. And the teenagers, Julia is probably the most like Dawn. Julie is definitely the most like Dawn, okay? And that she's just kind of like this ignorant little asshole that does whatever she wants, and poor Charlie's running after her. But she's still, when it comes to taking care of Owen, taking care of Claudia, Claudia's a better example of Dawn, because Claudia is someone who's always getting left behind, no one pays attention to her. Claudia acts out, but she's not a little asshole. She's nowhere near as bad as Dawn. Like, Claudia will still focus on her own things and try to take care of herself, even though they should be taking care of her. And like, Dawn is just this fucking asshole. And when her sister comes back from the dead, the post-traumatic stress of that, the fact that she never takes that in,